At the heart of classic car collecting lies a pivotal choice: preserve the vehicle's original essence or embrace the art of modification. Preservationists advocate for historical fidelity, maintaining the car's factory finishes and original mechanics, honoring the narrative embedded in each component. Modifiers, however, champion personal expression and modernization, enhancing performance and updating aesthetics to reflect individual tastes and contemporary standards. This debate transcends mere preference, touching on the core values of authenticity, heritage, and innovation. A meticulously preserved classic may captivate with its authenticity, while a thoughtfully modified counterpart might offer a more personalized, exhilarating experience. We explore this intricate balance, the delicate dance between maintaining the past's allure and steering towards a customized future, a testament to the classic car's enduring legacy and its evolving journey in the hands of collectors. So this is a great segment to get into, since we were just talking about using your car. Ray, I want to ask you, because you mentioned that you love chopped cars. So can you talk about like modifications versus the idea of preservation?
Well, I like to smoke the tires. I don't care about beating anybody. I like to smoke the tires, go sideways, you know. Matter of fact, the 163 I had was Pro Street, had it tubbed out, roll caged, had line lock on it. And when I had the interior done, I had the guy hide a windshield washer unit in my trunk, squirting on the rear tires. So
That's awesome.
I wanted to add a little extra smoke when I did the burnouts. So I don't know. I just like driving and using the car. I mean, it's fun. And matter of fact, if I don't go to shows much, I do like to go to cruise-ins. Poker runs are nice because at least you're driving around. But I know people that are really into trophies. They're into trophies. Where me, if somebody walks by and says, "Hey, I like your car. That's nice." To me, that's a trophy. You know, that's I'm not a trophy hunter. You know, I mean, I just like to drive and enjoy them. I've taken people for rides. I've been at cruise-ins or something. Somebody will come by, want to take a picture of the car. I said, "Give me your camera. You want to sit in? I'll take a picture of it." You know, stuff like that. To me, that's fun.
That is fun. Garrett,
Yeah.
Did I see a video of you on YouTube smoking your tires?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So going back to the story of when I got the car back, it was still in North Carolina, and it was just around the corner from Detroit Speed, which is the company that actually sponsored me on the suspension for my car. And when I was able to buy it back, I had my buddy go pick the car up, and in that time frame, they held on to it for me and made sure and went over the car, make sure everything was good, and then they brought it to LS Fest East in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that September, and that's the first time I had seen the car in about 3 months after it gotten stolen. And as you can imagine, it was a very emotional reunitement, and I proceeded to be asked to do the burnout contest, which they do every year, and I was the first one to go. I've done burnouts before, but for whatever reason, I was so anxious. I was so anxious to do one, and I put that car out there in that big old open pit, and I just let it eat. Like, I kid you not, I was so close to blowing up the motor in that car. If I had probably gone another 10 seconds, I probably would have blown the head gaskets out of that car. But I didn't care. I was so happy to have the car back, and so. But believe it or not, the car. It's on 257 degrees, and I'm still on those same head gaskets. So that's just a testament to how strong an LS motor is. But yeah, I'm. The thing about me is I kind of have, sadly, I kind of have perfectionist tendencies because I've been so immersed in this automotive culture that I've been around some of the nicest cars built by the nicest, best shops around the country, and I just look at those as like where I'd like my car to be. And so I'm hypercritical about every little thing about my car to the point where sometimes I even I'm just like, I don't even want to show it because I'm just like, I see the little imperfections. And I got to remind myself, it's like, no, I mean, I built this car to be driven. And the fact that it has these battle scars, that I shouldn't be afraid to just take it out, because it's like, who cares? It's not so perfect that I can't enjoy it, but it's a weird line that I toe with, getting out and enjoying the car when it's not broke, and then trying to get it to a level that I really want it to be at. Because like Ray said, I really don't care about trophies. My trophy is the fact that, again, people like the car, people come up to me and tell me, hey man, I love your car on social media. You got the baddest G body out there, da da da. That warms my heart. But I just, for whatever in my mind, I just want my car to be to this certain standard. And I'm sure it'll get there at some point. Again, it's like anything else, it's just money and time. So it'll get there.
I have this thing with, you mentioned scars, which I think is interesting. I had a good friend, and this doesn't have to do with cars necessarily. And he got into a bad accident, and he messed up his face badly. And then he went through surgeries and all that, but you could still see some scars. And I said, well, how does this make you feel? Do you feel comfortable with it? Have you accepted this? And I think it's valid for cars as well as for human beings in a certain sense. And he said, every scar is a signature by God. And that stuck with me. So
that's deep.
Keep the scars.
Yeah, that's deep.
Keep the scars.
I saw a car in Monterey. There's a guy with a Ferrari Enzo that has 80,000 miles on it. He drove it out from Boston to Southern California, to Northern California for the show. Scarred up, cracked windshield, rock chips galore. And I'm like, that is my favorite car here by so many miles that it is just the greatest thing ever. I made a mistake in building a car. I bought it and had it painted. And I clear brawled the car right afterwards. And I'll be honest, I immediately regretted it because I wanted the rock chips. When I had a 360 Spider, just like Nick's, the front of it was white. It was a red car, Rosso Corsa, and it was so chipped up because they use this terrible, cheap one-stage paint to paint Ferraris. It's nothing special, in case anybody was behind the mystique. And I loved so much to pull up and people see it and go, oh, it looks awful. And they're like, no, it looks like I drove it here, and I'm on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Ed, you have a video where you called one of your cars the worst manual LP640 Roadster on earth. Because I think the assumption is, like, if you have $1 million car, you'd assume that the owner is a purist and wants to keep it. But I think the previous owner did some crazy things to that car.
Yes. So long before it was $1 million car, it was ordered new by Ralph Lauren, but he didn't take delivery of it because it was mid-recession. It was a 2009 car. And so it was sold to some guy in New Jersey that drove it like a 20-year-old Taurus. And it's a matte
New Jersey
car from the Lamborghini factory. They call the color Nero Nemesis. And he would crash it all the time. And he, when he did, he would just use the insurance money to buy cheap, like kit car aftermarket body panels and then pocket the rest of the money. And
goodness.
If it didn't amount to an insurance claim, he carried around a can of black Rust-Oleum spray paint. And he would just spray paint over the damages. And so my car, and the last one sold for more than $1 million more than I paid for it, has circles of spray paint on every panel. And it looks atrocious. And it's the highest mileage one that exists. And I actually discovered recently, after I bought it, a news story that the guy that bought it scammed a mentally ill person into buying it on his behalf. And this was revealed by the body shop that was fixing the non-insurable repair that he achieved when crashing it so far beyond the legal limit of intoxication, he was not abiding by Nick's filming rules. It was a big deal. And so, which is great. I bought it with 2 accidents. After I bought it, I got a bonus accident. And so that's just a better story. And so, but no, I love the car. There are 16 of them on Earth with a manual transmission. It is so much the next Timmy Cuda convertible that nobody can argue with me. And I drive it like crazy.
I'm glad it had a happy ending. Nicky looks like he recovered from his aneurysm. So let's go to segment 5 and we'll bring it home.